What? Yep.
It said you do the other one.
Okay.
There we go. Yes.
Did it work?
Yes. It's working, bud.
Hello.
It's working. All right. There we go. Yes.
Did it work?
Yes. It's working. All right. This is what I like.
Yeah. Let's hear it. Let's hear it. Hey, Dad, can we hear it now?
Okay.
Let's see.
I see that there's some major lag though. I see I can do this.
Are you ready, Daddy?
And 2, 3,
Let's take our gloves
4,
off. because
5,
It's not loud.
6.
You better put
All right.
your gloves right
7 seconds. There's 7 seconds worth of delay. So I gotta deal with 7 seconds of delay.
You have to take.
Hey guys, what you all doing?
We're like putting a like what it
Okay. Hey, no. Why don't you take those in the house?
You mean this?
Yeah, please.
Both of them?
Yes, please.
Okay.
Okay.
Take them.
Thank you.
Take them.
All right.
Be quiet. Go.
Excellent. Okay. All right, guys. You see all 3 cameras on your screen. Well, I have 2 cameras, and this is the default view. So I can see this, and I can see what I'm doing here. And I think that's gonna work. Does that look all right? Can you guys see that?
Yeah. Come on. Okay.
2 with black squares.
You got your own glove? Okay. Let's close the door.
Okay. Let's just end that. Okay. Are you still seeing black squares? Okay. All right. Now I think this is going to work. Okay, guys, let's do this. All right. Yeah, I can't do anything about that black square in the lower right-hand corner. That is a problem with the software, and I'll have to play with that later. I don't even know. But this is progress, guys. So let me see how I can make this show up. So I'm going to go ahead and test all of these power supplies with the oscilloscope right up here so you guys can see it. Okay. All right, we're on channel A. We're on auto mode. Let's just test it out and make sure it's doing what it's supposed to be doing. Okay. All right. That looks pretty good. It looks good. So what we're going to do is we're going to put it from DC coupling. Come on, meter. Okay, let's go channel A. Okay, AC coupling. There we go. Right. Okay. So I think we got this set up pretty good. So now you can see what the AC waveform looks like on this other unit right here. And so the original complaint that was told to me is that I was testing it incorrectly because the charger was not under load. But one of the things I wanted to point out is that the charger, in a vast majority of its time, is not going to have a load plugged into it. You're only going to be charging some of the time. So if you're not going to be charging all the time, then you have to also measure it with a no load situation. But here, let's go ahead and see how this waveform changes as I switch to this. Hey. You guys need to get along. So now we're going to switch it to a load with the flashlight. Hey, come on. Come on. No, outside. Out. You want to go outside? Then you guys shut up. Hey, you shut up too. Okay? You done? You done? Good. Hey. You want the water? Want the water? Then you know better. You hush. Hush. You hush. Alright. Okay. So you can see the waveform as it's charging, alright? And it did change a little bit there, didn't it? Okay. And plugged in. Actually, those are some bigger spikes. So what do you do with that? Well, since I destroyed my last Amazon charger, I decided let's go ahead and get another Amazon charger. And here we go. Here's another Amazon charger. So let's see how noisy this girl is. Alright, so okay. Alright. So you can see that this Amazon charger is also really, really noisy. And because of that, I would like to add a load bank let's see what happens when we add a load to it. Okay, so this is going to completely skew my results. But this is a 10 ohm load. So the charger is currently trying to compensate for that 10 ohm load. Now take a look at it. It doesn't even know what to do. Obviously there's not a huge amount of watts going through here, and it's probably clipping because it's overloading it. It's 10 ohms. So look at that waveform. So it's just as noisy with 10 ohm load between the leads. I should have expected that much. Okay, so let's go ahead. I'm going to change the configuration a couple of different ways. Alright. Alright, what does that do? Woo, it doesn't like that. It doesn't like that at all. Okay. Wow. So guys, this right here is what it looks like when I have it set up with a 10 ohm load. It's not really that different. Not that different, guys. So basically, a noisy power supply is going to be a noisy power supply regardless of the impedance of my meter. I mean, there is some coupling to the noise, but it's still garbage. Look at that. Okay, so let's switch it up. Guys, I have the Apple charger. Now, the old Apple charger is this guy right here, which I have taken apart, but what we can do, I can hook it up while it's in this stack right here, and it's separated by plastic, so it should be alright. Yeah, let me see if I can move this over. Okay. You can see right there what I got going on. So let's see, we got that set up, we got that set up. Let's get my jumper wires. We're going to hook this guy up to live AC and see what it does. I don't know if I broke this charger here when I took it apart, guys. That's why I'm going to hook it up right now, just to be sure. Let's see, what would be a good power cord? You ready? No? Alright, so if you guys see me get electrocuted, know it was all in the sport. It was all for good fun, right? Okay, let's take this off the side. Alright, and it's live. Well, guys, how about that? How about that? That is the cube. That is the cube after I went ahead and took it all apart. Take a look at that. It's pulsating. Okay, there you can see it. Sorry about that. Okay, so you can see it's pulsating. Let's go ahead and hit auto just to be sure. So that's that one. And it's still functioning, although you can see something's going on. So let's go ahead, we're going to disconnect this guy. Take my jumpers out because, you know, I got kids. We're going to try this one right here. This is the more heavy duty Apple charger. Let's take a look and see how much noise this guy's got. Ooh. To it. Let's do the readouts too, so that maybe you guys can see. Hey. Okay, so what I'm doing right now is I'm changing the readout for the display so that you guys can see the frequency that it's saying that it's sitting at. Hold on. Okay, VX1 menu readout. Okay, there's one. There's two. There's three. 4. Okay. And let's see, let's exit out of there. Okay. Hopefully y'all can see that. Okay. So it is a noisy little bastard. You see all those pulses? And of course, this one here, I expect to have a couple different modes. Whereas one like this is probably the cheapest USB charger I've got. This is 5 volt, 1 amp, and it feels like this guy's really cheap. I bet you this guy's got different load bearing modes because it's 12 watts, 2.4 amps, and man, you stupid thing. Right, there we go. Wow. Okay. Well, this is the cheapest one that I've got. Okay. Put on auto. So you can see the pulses there, and they're few and far between. So what do you guys think those pulses are? Well, this is interesting. Okay. So this guy here is electrically kind of quiet for being as cheap as it is. This brand is called Hot Tips, and I would assume that this is the cheapest charger you can get. It's only 1 amp, and this was bought in the hospital gift shop. Just a bare bones charger, but you can see it's doing quite well. So I wonder, let's see, where's that big heavy one? So let's take a look at this guy. This is the StarTech, and the StarTech has got a 2.4 amp and a 1 amp, and I'm really curious about this one because this is one of those aftermarket components that you would expect to perform a little bit better than OEM. Okay. You can see right there. Okay. Well, I guess that's probably the best view. So that's the StarTech, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to plug my load into the other port, let's see if we can see a change. There we go.
Hello? We're here. Hey,
Take a look at
Daddy.
that. There's more pulses now that it's plugged into the second port. So that would be kind of what we talked about. I've had several people email me about this throughout the week.
Yep.
And I think that if anything, it gets noisier when you plug more components into it.
Yeah.
So, I don't know. That's interesting.
Hey, Daddy.
Yeah, bud.
There's 2 cameras. Where is it watching?
What's it?
Yeah.
You goofball.
3 cameras.
So I wonder what would happen if I took the flashlight out. What do you think's gonna happen when I plug my cell phone in?
I don't know. You're going to put your cell phone.
Yeah, I'm gonna plug it in. What do you think's gonna happen? Huh? Woo! Definitely some more flashies. Look at that.
I don't know what is this.
That is a grinding wheel dresser. Okay, that's what it's called. Grinding wheel dresser.
Hey, Daddy.
Yeah.
If I use pliers, so
No, don't touch those. You can get those under your skin and they hurt really bad, okay?
they get under the skin.
Yeah.
Okay. But
Alright, guys. Well, let's see.
action.
Yes. Okay, go ahead.
Action.
Alright.
Woohoo.
Okay, well, my experiment proved it. They're still noisy, even after I plugged the load into it. If anything, it got a little more noisy. So it didn't couple the noise like I expected. In some ways, it made it worse.
Yeah.
Made it worse, bud.
How did it make it work?
Well, you see it right here on the meter.
Yeah.
See all those little lines right there?
And what are those lines
Those-
for?
Well, those lines are pulses of electricity. But you see how they're not consistent and they got different patterns on them?
Yeah, I could see it from there.
If it was a consistent pattern, then you could say it's an electrical trait. But
Oh.
when it's all, all over the place like that, a lot of that can be noise. So guys, I think what I'm gonna have to do is I'm going to get like an EKG, and I'm gonna duplicate this experiment next to an EKG, and see which ones of these will induce a noise into an EKG. What do you think?
I don't know.
You don't know? Tell you what, let's try this. Let's experiment, okay? How about that?
Hey, that's better.
Is that better? You think that's better?
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I kind of like that one better too.
Hey, Daddy.
Yeah, what's up?
What is this?
Don't touch it. That would be an equalizer, okay?
What's an equalizer?
What's an equalizer? An equalizer is a thing that allows you to adjust your volume levels, okay?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. All right.
So.
I'll tell you what. Okay, so this proved my point. I'm going to go ahead and take this meter here.
It's almost like a walkie-talkie. Hey,
Yeah.
Daddy.
Hi, Stan.
Okay, guys.
I'm looking for you.
I was here.
Why you have to come
All right, so this one here didn't work. Let's put this back. Well, Come here. I need you to sit over here.
Oh, my God.
You're okay. Yeah?
Oh, my
You
God.
gonna stay right there? Hey.
I just like to sit right here.
You don't want to stand right there? Well, I'll tell you what. Tell you what. Here, I'll make you a deal, okay? Here. Okay. Okay, you're gonna sit right here, okay? Okay, so Daddy will stand and you sit, and I can get more stuff done, okay?
We're going.
All right, let's see. Where was that item? Hold on. I wanted to take something apart.
Cheese.
Okay, hold on. Let me pull all these things out.
I'm almost ready for action.
Yeah, there's no action.
Yeah.
There's no action, guys.
Why there's no action?
Let's see.
I know.
One was my testing cord, right?
Your testing cord?
That's right.
How is a testing cord?
It's a testing cord because I was using it to view my meter.
Yeah, that's pretty cool with
Yeah, what's
that.
up, Jimmy? Yes, yes, what's up?
Cool.
Your camera's full?
Yeah, I take
Okay.
so much photos.
Okay, guys. Thank you very much for tuning in. This was a giant experiment to test all these cameras out and to see if I can really do this. Does this really make sense? So this is definitely proving my point that this works out.
Like this.
Because when I'm tearing something apart, I need to be able to move my stuff out of the way.
Ha. You can't
Right?
even see the face.
You can't see the face, I know. I know. So where was that other stuff that I wanted to tear apart, huh?
I'm almost pressing the action button.
There's no action button, bud.
I have the action
no-
button.
Action button.
Action!
Alright, guys. Here.
And these are all the photos I take.
Yeah?
Hey, I can take this photo in my camera.
Yeah?
Hey.
Okay.
Bike riding.
Oh my gosh. See how you guys you can't be yelling like you do in the house, okay? Okay? I know.
It's quiet.
So you gotta be nice. Okay.
I almost smell
Ready?
like something burnt.
There's nothing burning around here, bud.
Yeah.
Okay? Here, leave that right there.
Okay.
Okay. You're okay. You're okay.
Action button.
Okay, you ready? Okay,
Action.
so here we go. Let's go ahead and see how well this works out. Right?
Whoa.
Do you know what this is? What's this? What is this?
It's a blower.
It's a blower? You're close. You're close, bud.
It's a hot air blower.
Well, can you say an air compressor?
Air compressor.
Or you can also call it a vacuum pump.
You call it
All
a
right.
vacuum pump.
All right, I get you.
Yep.
Okay, so this is a vacuum pump, all right?
Yeah. A vacuum.
Okay, so what do you think? What do you think this part right here is called?
I don't know what that is.
This is called a gasket.
A gasket.
Yep. And this is called a reed valve.
A reed valve.
Reed, R-E-E-D. Like read a book.
Yeah.
Reed valve.
Reed valve.
Yeah. And look, there's one on the bottom. You see that?
Yep.
So there's one on top and one on the bottom. Okay. So that is your valve plate, and this is your top. Do you know what this is called?
It's a clock.
It's not quite a clock, guys. This would be called a gauge, right?
It's a gauge.
Yep. And is this gauge for blowing air or sucking air? What do you think?
Sucking air.
Sucking air. It is in inches of mercury vacuum, so you're right.
Yep.
It's a vacuum pump. Okay, but it's also an air compressor. So let's see what we got. This is our cylinder.
Yep.
Yeah, a cylinder.
I
Yeah.
know what's a circle.
Yeah, but it's a cylinder.
Look, it's a circle.
It's not a circle. It's a cylinder. Okay, and this. What do you think this guy's called?
I don't know what is that.
This is called the piston.
A piston.
And guess what's special about this piston?
I don't know what's that in this piston.
What's special is that this piston here does not have a wrist pin. See that? This guy here doesn't have a wrist pin underneath it. So what it does is it flops. See this? It flops inside the cylinder.
Green, yellow,
Just like that. See it?
red.
Okay.
Woo! All red.
So that is a vacuum pump. Right?
We're almost ready for the ending. We got the buttons too. Hello.
Tell you what.
Well, we're just
Let's do this proper way and put the gasket in the lid. This guy here.
This lid.
Yeah. Here, you want to help me?
Yeah. This is like the walkie-talkie. What's this?
Can you put the gasket in its hole?
Yeah, it goes like in there.
Yeah, yep. You gotta press it. Start in one corner. Start in one corner. Yep, like this. And then start pushing it in all the way around, okay? Yep. Start in the corner and then just work your way around. Just like that.
Let me try.
Looks good?
Yeah.
Good job. Okay. Right, here we go.
Dusty.
So we're gonna take the
Dusty.
vacuum pump air compressor.
Let's turn it on.
Okay, you wanna help me?
Yeah.
Okay. I need a couple screws to be put in, alright?
Okay. I got
Okay.
screws.
Okay, ready?
Yeah, I'm ready.
Come here, bud.
Okay.
Right. So we're gonna start right here,
I'm ready.
and I want you to go slow, okay? Here you go. Here
Okay.
you go. Ready?
Done.
Slow. Good job. Okay. Okay. Now let's move to the other side.
There.
So we're not going to tighten it down, right? We're going to get some more screws in. There you go. There you go. Nice.
No.
Very nice. So compress that gasket.
Yeah.
Okay.
We got the gasket.
Yes, we did.
Daddy, what are these tiny screws?
Oh, those go to another project, bud. Okay, ready? Let's keep going.
Yeah, I'm ready.
I give you one job. Okay, that's good.
That's good.
Yep. Okay. Excellent. Good job, bud.
All done?
Okay.
Daddy, what are these black screws for?
Let's get this one.
This? Okay. Ready.
Alright, just gotta make sure it's good.
Yeah.
Okay, there we go.
All done.
So what type of material is this right here?
I don't know.
What do you think? This is metal. So what's this?
This is not metal.
It's not metal. So what do you think it is?
It's like wood.
It's like
Dad.
it's
Hey,
not.
Dad.
It's plastic.
I put
Plastic.
Plastic.
photos in my camera by
Thank you,
myself.
sweetie. Thank you, girl.
Daddy, we're missing like
Okay,
this.
you ready? You ready?
Yeah.
Here we go. What? Okay. You want me to show you some secrets?
Yeah.
Okay. This
What's that?
is that sucking or blowing? What do you
Blowing.
think? It's blowing, huh? Is that weird? That it's blowing when it's a vacuum pump?
Daddy, we're missing like a screw. We're missing like a screw.
That actually has a lot of air pressure. Okay, so it's
It's what?
here. Let's take it apart because we want it to vacuum, right?
We're gonna take it out.
Yeah, we gotta take it out because it's
Okay.
backwards.
It's backwards.
Yep, hold it proper. Hold it proper. There you go. Yep, all the way out. There you go. Okay, then we do one on each side, right?
Okay.
You wanna help me? Okay.
Okay.
All right.
Can do.
So we're gonna unplug it. All
All
right, sweetie. You ready?
I'm almost ready for action.
Okay. Ready?
Go to the action button. Press it. Get it out. Get it out. Give it to my hand. Give it to my hand.
There you go. Drop it. Okay.
My turn.
All right. Here, Daddy's gonna do the other two. Okay.
What? Not
Yeah,
there.
yeah. Here, sit on your chair. Don't sit on the workbench. You'll get metal slivers in your butt. Although I hope I cleaned them all off, but you never know, right? Okay. So, is that not interesting?
Yeah.
So, do you see what Daddy just did?
Yeah. All the
Okay.
screws are out.
So, if it's like this, it's blowing, right?
Yes.
So we turn it like this, and what do you think it's gonna do? It's a suck or blow.
I like it sucked inside.
Okay.
Like
All right. So we switch the plate around, and now we're gonna switch what the function is, right? So now it's gonna change what it's doing.
that. Yeah.
Okay. Look at all those people. Look at all those people.
I
Yeah,
hate.
let's see how much vacuum I can pull on this pump. It's a piston vacuum pump, so I'm thinking 25 inches of water, 25 inches of mercury.
Let's see it's working. Can I press the on button?
Hold on. Right. Okay.
Can I turn it on?
Yeah, go ahead.
It's not sucked in.
Oh, it's sucking your hand in, huh?
Sucks your hand in? Let me see.
Okay. Here. We got to put the rest of these on. Okay? Because otherwise it's going to leak.
Alright, I'm ready.
Here, Daddy's going to do it. Daddy's going to do it.
Can I-
Because I don't want you to crack the lid.
I don't want to crack the lid.
I know. Okay. Ready?
That's it.
Wow, that went fast, huh?
Daddy, if you put your hand
Alright, it looks like I'm 23 inches of water. Or 23 inches of mercury.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, sorry, sweetie.
You like putting your finger on.
So let's see. Do you think we can make it better? I don't know. 23 is pretty good. Yeah. It's... Okay. It doesn't hurt you. Here, watch. See? It's called vacuum.
Let's see how much miles
All right.
it went.
Let's see. You're talking about boiling some water with vacuum. That's right, guys. At atmospheric pressure,
Yeah.
at sea level, water boils at 100 degrees. But we can boil water in room temperature if we can apply enough vacuum.
Yeah.
So let's see. Can I?
Can I what?
I don't know. I would like to. This is a acrylic chamber.
You're a black cookie, dear.
Pop. Do I have the fittings for this?
What
What do you think?
I will touch you with a
What's that, Daddy? Why don't you guys go in the house?
Okay.
Alright, Seth. Bye. Okay, let's see. So in order to hook a chamber up to boil some water, I need to be able to do it under a lot of pressure. Oh, let's see. Okay. Let's see. Yeah, I'm just like any of the other nerds. We have all sorts of spare parts sitting around. Okay. There's one. Found 2 plugs for my reservoir. See if I can get a hose barb on that and we'll be good. Okay, what do we got? I've got all sorts of fittings, but I don't see... Oh, hell yes. Look at that. Lucky day. Lucky day. We're going to boil some water, folks. Let me get some pliers. All right, very cool. Okay. here. Let's see if it leaks water, huh? I'm gonna move this compressor over the side. Let's move this guy. All right. So here's my reservoir. Let's pour some water in, make sure it doesn't leak. Because if it leaks water, it's definitely going to leak vacuum. Okay, that looks pretty good. Okay. All right. Okay. It's not leaking, it's an absolute miracle. Okay. Alright, so here's my reservoir. Here's my vacuum pump. Let me get a good vacuum line here. Of course, it's the wrong diameter. Let's see what else we got. Yes. Oh, that's the wrong thing. All right. There's my silicone tubing. Okay. I'm gonna have to use a hose clamp on this bad boy. Harley Adolfo, you've discovered Biomed recently. Good, man. Good. Actually, good that you're here, man. Bjorn, holy water. Hold on just one second. Let me get some clamps. Okay. We're going to use the universal clamp. Okay, here we go. All right. So let's see. You can see the gauge. You can see my water. Kitty Pan Lover. thanks for joining us, man. Thanks for joining us. I'm trying to solve some problems here, and in part I'm just goofing around because this is my first time experimenting with this type of streaming software, and so since it's my first time doing the multi-camera, I figure I'm going to experiment with something up close. Oh shit. Okay, here, let me switch up these views. I'm really getting used to this. There we go. I'm really getting rid of. You guys would have just seen I just got a face full of water. I need to get some Teflon tape to wrap these bad boys, and then we'll try this again. Oh. Okay, so let's see, hopefully some of you guys might be used to this stuff here. This is just Teflon tape, and we wrap it around threads like this, and it creates a very tight seal on the threads. And I have to do this because I'm pulling a vacuum, a pretty good vacuum on this, and it's bubbling. And I want to really show the effect of water boiling. There we go. That's going to be a good fitting part. Oh yeah. Alright. Here's one. So the object of Teflon tape is you have to wrap it in the direction that you're going to be threading the part on. In other words, you will just unwind it when you go to thread it in. Alright, this one's probably going to go in pretty tough. What are all you guys doing out there on a Saturday night? You guys doing very much? As you can tell, I'm not. I've been here all day building this streaming setup, and I'm very excited about this because not only can I stream, but I can record when I'm doing tutorials on how to do things in person. It's going to make life way, way easier. Okay, so we got those. I can invert this again. Pick this up. So now what I'm doing is I'm getting the water out of the tubing because I don't want that going into my vacuum pump, of course. Alright, here we go. Get the pump. We got the liquid. You guys think it's going to start bubbling again? Of course. Just a little bit though. It's starting to effervesce. Here, let me pick it up so you guys can see it a little bit better. So if you guys can see some of the water bubbles, some of the air bubbles forming inside the water, those air bubbles are a point. They're a point for it to start boiling. And you can see all over right in here, it's starting to collect, and that's the beginning of water boiling at room temperature. It looks like I'm still sitting at 23 over here, so if I wanted to actually make this better, I would have to do it over here. Alright, let's pull that one off. let's try something else. I've got an old school tool that maybe some of you guys will appreciate. There. Have you guys ever had to use one of these? So this is a manual vacuum pump. You see that? Now this guy can pull one heck of a vacuum just from hand pumping. So this is a very cool tool. You don't see these around very often, and I rescued this one from a junk pile. And I'm glad I did. I was using this pump to suck out oil from my jet ski. Oh yeah. Okay, it says I'm at 30 inches of vacuum. So maybe you can see it a little bit better. There's air bubbles that are starting to collect. That's a pretty high vacuum. So you can see the bubbles that are starting to form there. That is the beginnings of water boiling. So if I were to heat this up just a little bit, you would see it bubble. Here, let me try that. I'm going to set this at, let's say, 100 degrees C. Okay. Yeah, I'm going to use my hot air gun. Let's see if I can get it to start boiling here. So as the water temperature increases just a little bit at room temperature under a full vacuum, it will start boiling harder and harder. Let's see. I am still sitting at 30 inches of mercury here. That's a real strong vacuum. It's sucking this tube completely closed. I don't know if I can put any more vacuum on it. That's crazy. 30 inches of mercury. Okay, you're going to see more and more air bubbles as I heat the water up. So in Biomed, we fix sterilizers, and sterilizers normally run at what, 275 degrees C, if I remember right. And the thing about that is sterilizers run at a hotter temperature than boiling water. So water gets up to its maximum temperature at 100 degrees, and then it boils, and that's as hot as it gets. Okay, so if you want water to get hotter than 100 degrees, what you have to do is you have to apply pressure, and as you add pressure, you're allowing steam to get hotter than 100 degrees. So just steam out in room air is going to be 100 degrees, but steam under pressure can be way hotter. This, what we're doing here, is the inverse of that. We are applying a vacuum to a liquid, and we're going to make it boil lower temperature. So boiling is just the conversion temperature of, you know, liquid to gas. That's it. So the boiling doesn't mean that it has to be hot. Boiling is just the temperature at which it converts from a liquid to a gas. And what we're doing is 30 inches of mercury. That's really low. You can see the bubbles are getting really big in there now. I wonder if I pick it up if you can see it. And as it gets hotter and hotter, it's going to just boil more and more. And this, mind you, my hand is on it, so it's obviously not that hot. Let's see if we can do this. Ooh, that's some heat. So mind you, that's not even close to even, I don't even think it feels warm on this side. But this side over here, it's probably still comfortable to touch. This thing is excellent. There's no leaks in it whatsoever. Well, anyway, I think that definitely proves the point. Yeah, it's not even really warm yet. Acrylic is not a very good conductor of heat, so this could take potentially forever. Just let that guy wind down over there. So I'm going to set up my my entire electronics bench just like I used to have it in my workshop. And let's see if I can make this a little bit better. Alright, let's pull this out. This down here. Yeah, look at that. It's barely even warm. That's why it's not boiling. Yeah, barely warm. Oh well. It is what it is. Alright. Let me drain this guy out. I'm gonna redo this experiment later when I can reach a better pressure. Okay, let's put this guy up. Let's put this guy way over here. Alright, let's see. I've got to dig out some of my tools. Puppies. Brushes. We got brushes. We got papers. All right. What have we here? Head. There it is. So let's go over here. Got that one. Okay, I've got a couple different microscope heads that I can set up. Let's see. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to set up a station here so that when I do teardowns, I can show you guys on video. Now that I got two different cameras, y'all can see a little bit better what I'm doing. Okay, so I got this one. Let me tell you guys, I don't know how many times I'm at work and I miss having this. Here's some of my Weehaw precision screwdrivers. When you're tearing something apart, these are an absolute must. And today, what you can't see is I've got a little Amazon Cloud Cam up there, and I took it apart because the inside of it, the inside of it had a garbage tiny little antenna. See that? So that's what was inside it, and I replaced it with a full screw-on, I don't know, it's probably a -5 decibel antenna. But very nice addition, and now my cloud cam can get reception out here. Alright, let's shut this guy off. Alright. So I'm going to set up my microscope down here. Alright. Okay. Ooh, that's one heavy girl right there. Let me tell you. Right. So this is kind of a special microscope because it's on a adjustable stand. See that? So this is my favorite microscope when I'm working on electronics. There we go. And then turn this guy. Okay. So eventually, I'm going to set up the camera that goes up in here, so you guys can see what I'm doing, and I'm going to use the split action right here, so we can actually see what the heck is going on. This is going to be awesome, guys. So you're going to be able to see up close when I'm working on some of these components. This can be fantastic. All right. Let's see. Oh, this thing is so heavy though, guys. Okay. Sorry, I've been abusing the comment section. Hold on just a moment, guys. What did I miss? Life to Lights. You did not miss too much, man. I am just basically setting up my station so that I can do a more proper broadcast, and that's what it's all about, man. That were too much bubbles. ESANPR asked, I need a CBET certification to Biomed 1, 2, or 3, or is it not necessary? It is not necessary, guys. You can be a biomed without ever graduating from a biomed school. I know people that have done it, and there were actually really good biomeds. So, got my scope, man. Guys, I've got my whole electronics test bench that I got to set up over here, and that's got my power supply. It's got my suction. It's got my soldering unit. It's just everything. Jeez. Bjorn says in the old days I used the compressor from an old refrigerator. Yeah, that's right. You can use a compressor to get really good vacuum pressures. That is absolutely true. What is that thing? So Hamlet asks, what is that thing? What thing is that? I have a lot of stuff here. Just try and... I'm just trying to follow along with y'all. Let's see. So this is my microscope. I like it. I'm gonna have my screwdrivers over here so I can pull stuff apart for you. And then obviously I have to clean off my mat because I wonder, I'm gonna have to get a better oscilloscope so I can do a video out for you guys, because I don't have any way of doing a video out feed. That's sad. Alright. So I have this nasty habit of making an absolute mess when I do a project. Like, I will tear everything up when I got a project. And I always have to, like, tell myself I need to curate my workstation, keep it nice and clean. And this is just such a common problem. You can see how fast I get involved with stuff. Hey, why don't you sit down? Hey, lay down. Okay, let's see. I'm going to pull my soldering station out and I'm going to set it up right over here. Now this one here was my soldering station for years. If you can't tell, this poor thing has been down the road and then some. So take a look at this poor guy. This is a what? AOYUE, a UE. It's a INT 899A+. And this unit has been so durable. I've been several states with this guy. I packed it into my kit a couple times and went and repaired stuff in the field. I have done 2 or 3 CNC machines. All the connections were soldered with this guy. It's got the hot air station and it's got the soldering iron. And the only thing I really don't like about it is that it's got the old style soldering iron. Yeah, you can see it right here. So you can see the heating element, how it all just kind of pulled apart when I started pulling on it. You want to change your tips? That's how you change your tips on these old ones. It's just a real old mentality. These ones here, I mean, it can put out plenty of power, you know, and I mainly use the conical tip. I've done so much stuff with this guy, but so the real problem is that when you start working some joints, it can't keep up as far as keeping the heat right where you need it. It's a powerhouse, it really is, but compared to the newer ones, which I'm going to unpack right now, compared to the newer ones, this one here is some old technology. Let me grab the units I'm going to put on the countertop. Oh man, all right. Guys, I have got an entire bin full of consumables. Alright. So I start out with my BK Precision regulated DC power supply. This guy here is an absolute champ, and it's my favorite device for testing circuits and components. And these things, I think I found this one for less than $100 on eBay. Just got to keep your eyes open, and what they do is they'll buy up lots and they'll sell, you know, an entire lot. And this one here I bought for, shoot, it was like $89, I think. I got some sort of weird liquid on it though. Okay. All right. So now that I figured out this software, now I can set up for multiple cameras. So I got my desktop camera. I'm going to have my USB camera for the microscope. And I've got this room camera right here, which I can adjust. There we go, I think. Okay. Let's see, so I got my power supply. Okay. My favorite hot air station that I've ever used. This is the Quick 861 DW. I did a video on this guy. I love this thing so much. Okay, we're going to put this one over here. I can see I'm going to need more electrical outlets. Let's see. Oh, Hamlet was wondering what was that thing. That was a that's a hand-operated vacuum pump, and they use it in surgical. And obviously we don't have to use it very often now, but I think that was a backup for back before, you know, we had emergency generators and stuff. That's a really old unit. I bet you that one goes back 20 plus years. So I just kept it around because it still works perfectly. And sometimes you need to evacuate fluids from something like a jet ski, or let's say you've got fluids someplace in a device and you need to evacuate it out. Well, that's a pretty clean way of doing it. You just hook up a vacuum canister to it and you go right to town. Let's see. So I've got my hot air station. I've got my DC power supply. Alright, here we go. I've got my Quick. This is a Quick TS1200A. This is an absolute powerhouse of a soldering iron, guys. Powerhouse. What a beautiful device. And it sits perfectly right on top of my other Quick. Just like that. Okay. Now let's get these things. Right. Here's the stand for my Quick. You can't tell, I got probably too many tools, huh? There we go. I've got one more unit. This is an oldie but goodie, the Pace MBT. This is a vacuum operated solder sucker, and it works really well. Man, it's starting to look old though, that's for sure. But really simple, just got analog knobs, an analog vacuum regulation. Very, very simple. So this guy, where can I put him? Right. There we go. All right. I am using OBS. Yes. First time I ever heard of it, and I'm going to see how this works out for me. I mean, there's a wee bit of delay. There's actually a big delay between what I see here and then what you guys see. I'm still unpacking tools, guys. I have so much stuff that I've got to go through. Here's a little piece of nostalgia that I saved. This is an analog mains disconnector. You see that? It's a timer. So you set it to whatever you need, and then it just clicks down, and then when it clicks down, it disconnects. So I had to fix this guy. This is straight out of, I don't know, what year is this? 1993? Something like that. Anyway, this was actually in service just a few months ago, and the timer no longer works. So what they just do is they just turn it on, and this was a lamp that you stick over like babies. And the problem is you have a timer for a reason, so that you don't catch fire and so you don't kill the child, because set it and forget it, you know. So anytime it was turned on, it would never click down because the little watch mechanism in there, it wasn't clicking down. So they would just turn it on, and then when they need to shut it off, they just shut it off. And that's a big problem. So I took this unit out of service permanently because we don't need it anymore. I mean, it's got a clock-based mechanism to disconnect, and that is a very unsafe way of doing business in today's healthcare. So I went ahead and took the unit out of service. I took the timer out because one of the guys that likes to go through the equipment that's in the turn-in pile, he will go through and find stuff that he thinks is still good, and he would take it out of the pile himself, which is a big no-no. That's a big no-no. Well, anyway, I took the timer out of this lamp because I had a feeling that this dude would go down there and fish that lamp out because people like this lamp. Well, it's just a heat lamp, guys, and it used actual glass bulbs. Glass bulbs. I'm not talking heating elements. I'm talking it used glass, like infrared bulbs like you find in a barn. And it used this right here to shut off. So I went ahead and took it out, and now it's just, you know, it's part of my collection. You know, you don't see stuff like this anymore, and someday I'd like to incorporate it in something. What a cool thing. Anyway, it's rated for quite a bit of current too. Let's see, if I remember right, it's rated for like 12 amps. That's a hell of a lot of current. Some massive contactor points inside it. But anyway, just pulling that out of my toolbox. Everything I have seems to have a story. I've got something to show you guys that anybody that works on medical equipment, I highly suggest you get one of these keyboards. So you can find these on Amazon. It's just a mini keyboard with a trackball. The reason why you want this one is because it's small. Look how small it is. It's what, 11.5 inches, something like that. You just wind the cord around it, throw it in your tool bag or whatever, and go. It's smaller than an iPad, but it's a fully functioning keyboard, and anybody that has worked on medical equipment knows you're going to get there and you're going to have to access some sort of hidden menu on the device, or you're going to have to type in a password and you don't have a keyboard on the device. There's probably a USB port though, so you want a wired USB mini keyboard. And you can see I lent it out to somebody, and when I got it back, the trackball was missing. I mean, oh well. Except the fact that it was my personally owned keyboard, I should be more upset about that, but it still functions as a keyboard, which is what I need. If you guys do work at a workbench, I cannot suggest these lamps right here enough. You see this? It's got a clip. You can clip it on anywhere. Hell, I can even clip it on right here on the edge of my desk. See the different color frequencies? Let's see if I can show it over here for you. So there's yellow LEDs for like a soft white type of look. There's white like 6,000 to 6500 Kelvin. So that one there is probably like 4,500 Kelvin. That one is like daylight, so that one was probably around 65. And then it's got a mode where it mixes them right there. And that's probably, you know, both the 45 and the 65 on at the same time. But this is only like an $18 light on Amazon. But the thing is you can clip it onto anything and you can see what you're doing. I mean, you can put it right down there next to a board while you're working on it. And that's a very intense overhead light. So before, I had this guy clipped on the cabinets over my workbench like this, and it would just kind of dangle down near my workpiece. But it's a gooseneck lamp, so you can articulate it however you need. And it's got a on-off switch. As you flick it on and off, it changes the color frequencies. You see that? Yellow, white. Anyway, just another cool suggestion for you guys if you're working at a workbench. This is a gooseneck clip-on light LED. Very cool device. I've accidentally left this thing on several times overnight, and you come in and you see this heat spreader that's on there, and it was just warm to the touch. So not crazy hot like some LEDs get. Right. Had to get my stand out for my vacuum gun. So one of the coolest features of this quick hot air station is when you put it in the base, it automatically goes into a cool down cycle. And what a cool device. It heats back up in seconds. My favorite tool is that quick. And I got the suggestion on that from Louis Rossman. He fixes a lot of Apple and Mac devices on YouTube. But he was selling those devices, and I seen his review on it, and I just had to have one. I mean, if somebody advocates a product that well, then I'll give it a shot. All right, hold on. I'm switching between some of these feeds on my side. Okay, guys. Well, I'll tell you what. I'm going to let you guys all go. I'm not going to bore you anymore. I'm going to finish setting up this, and I will show you guys my setup when it's done, because I'm going to start bringing some much better quality content for you guys. And I'm going to start doing more teardowns here on my workbench because I can document it correctly. And you guys can see some of the stuff that I do on the side. Because Biomed is just one part of the problem. The other part of the problem is I come here at home and I start tearing stuff apart here at home too. I fix stuff all the time, guys. All the time. Speaking of this little guy, I've always been curious about taking this guy apart. This is a TPM. It's a computer power supply module for Dodge vehicles, Dodge, Jeep, etc. And this little guy made me sell my Jeep, my first Jeep, my second Jeep, my second one. Because these are a known flaw for Chrysler products, is these TPMs. Let's see, how do we open it? So one of the things I want to point out to you guys is that on the top of this guy is the fuse box. You see that? Hold on. Let me switch it back. Boop. There we go. So the very top of this box is the fuse panel, which is cool. I saved it, because I got all these relays and stuff. Never know when you could use them. So every once in a while, my Jeep would stall while driving down the road, and it would act goofy, like flashy lights, some weird stuff, man. And all the forums online said, it's the TPM, it's the TPM. So I went ahead and I bought a TPM online, thinking, all right, I'll resolve this. Well, it beat me. It beat me. The Jeep, I could not solve the problem. I took it to the dealership several times, and the dealership kept telling me that there's nothing wrong with it. And then you leave the dealership, you start driving down the road, and then it fails again, right in the middle of the road as you're leaving the dealership. I don't know, man, there's some real garbage dealerships over here in the United States. And complete con artists, man. I mean, it's one thing to say you don't know that there's a problem, but it's another thing to say there's no problem with the device. Now, as Biomeds, I hope you guys know that that is hugely taboo for you to say, no, there is no problem with the device. Now, it's one thing if you say, I don't see a problem. That's different than saying that there isn't a problem, because when you say there isn't a problem, you're telling your customer that they're an idiot, and that's not obviously the brightest thing to do. Okay, I'm using this iFixit kit to get this thing open, because I've never tore it open, and since this thing made me sell one of my beloved vehicles, I'm kind of upset at it. There we go. So as I was saying the other day, when I was telling you guys what comes in this kit, I said that there's all these guitar picks, and somebody wrote me later asking me what are the guitar picks for. Well, this is one of the things that they're for. You have so many of them because as you're tearing a device apart, when you have these little plastic latches, one of the things you can do with these guitar picks is you pop them in under the latch like so. so that it can't relatch. And then you'll just stick a flat blade screwdriver in there and it'll just clamshell apart. It'll come right apart. Let's see, I think I got most of it. Here we go. I'm glad they included so many of these in this kit. There's like 8 of them in there. I'm really glad about that, because times like now when you're taking something apart, it's nice to have extras. There we go. So if I were to pry up too hard on this, it would obviously crack these plastic latches, and in doing so probably decrease the value of this component, because there is some places that can repair these, and that's one of the reasons I'm breaking into it right now with you guys watching, is because if I can figure out what's wrong with this, then I will document that for the Jeep community. Come on, there we go. All right, I think that's it. We're ready to do the pry test. Okay, so you guys remember that flat blade screwdrivers are not pry bars, right? Said no technician ever. No real technician anyway. Alright, look at that. So normally this would be an absolute bear to get all these clips all the way around the perimeter open, but just that easy, because I've got all these guitar picks. It just cracked right open. Look at that. Nice. Very nice, guys. Yes. Hell yeah. It's the little things that make me happy, man. It's the little things. There we go. Oh. Well, there goes one piece. There we go. There we go. You guys are probably expecting me to stab myself in the hand, right? You can see all my guitar picks jumping out as I get it further and further. Yes. So let's see. It's acting pretty tough, like it's still being held in by something. How much you want to bet it's under the fuse panel? Everything looks good. I don't see any fasteners. Oh, okay, I see what it is. Come on. Wow. It's a good thing I'm not taking this apart with the intention of fixing it. This is tough. This is really tough. Okay. I don't see any fasteners under the lid. No, no fasteners under the lid. Okay. She's just being fussy. Right. Come on. I'm expecting to get popped in the face any moment because of this. Okay, I get it. So if I had taken all the fuses out, I wouldn't be fighting it, because it's the insertion pressure of all the fuses that are creating the drama. Wow. Well, that's good to know. It's a very heavy board. So I am trying to find what made my life hell with this device. And off the bat, I don't see any fasteners. Okay. Okay. Wow. This is going to be one of the toughest devices I think I have ever taken apart. So what you would think would be a bad negative connection to the battery, I tested the ground all over that car, and it was not a ground problem. So what I wanted to get into is the inside of this device so I could show you guys the circuit board. I don't know if I can. Yeah, this is the craziest device I've ever taken apart. And I don't know how to get it apart. It's all using press tabs and shoot, I don't even know if I can get this guy out. Nope. Alright, well, it is what it is. Well, Bjorn, that is an interesting thing. So it wasn't just the stalling. My air conditioning would kick out and it would turn on and then it would turn off. The radio would turn on and turn off. And this box right here controls everything. So TPM, I don't know. It's a power module is the PM, but I don't know what the T stands for. But anyway, this device here has some microchips in it, and also I can kind of tell. You see how it's got all these slots, and all these slots go into other boards with other slots. You see that? There's a lot of stuff that has to interconnect between these boards, and instead of doing a ribbon cable or something like that, they got all these bus bars. And I would imagine over a period of time, between the relays and the bus bars, you will start breaking your connections. I mean, look at all these relays. A hell of a lot of relays in here. But I'm going to take all these fuses out, and I'm going to save them because you never know. I've got a car outside that I fixed the radio because the radio had a short, and that's where you guys remember some of that. I replaced that one component and it fixed the radio. Well, that worked. The car has been driving up until this morning when the vehicle was dead. The battery is at 1.2 volts, and I was like, what the hell's going on here? So I got to go out and do a leakage check on the car to see how much current draw is happening. Look at all these fuses, man. What a gold mine. So yeah, I used to be an automotive technician back in the day too, and that's how I learned some of my troubleshooting techniques. And I'll tell you, it's a good thing. You see that? How there's two different ways that you can use this guy. This is a tool that came in the kit. So one side has got a small grabber. You see that? That's for grabbing these fuses, the mini bus fuses. And then the opposite side, it's got a big grabber, and that's for your large bus fuses. Wow, those ones are in too. There we go. I've had an awful lot of requests to do more calibrations and repairs on ESUs, electrosurgical units. So I think one of the things I'm going to do next is I'm going to get a oh yeah, you notice that? Says it's rated at 25 amps. That's a big bastard. So I think I'm going to get one of those units and bring it home here and do a proper teardown, and maybe even show you guys some of the oscilloscope readings from, you know, the test. Yes, I agree with that. Tapping around with a screwdriver, done it. I have done it. As you can tell, since there's these huge boards and they interconnect, you'll see as I get these fuses out, I'm going to separate this bastard and we're going to take a look at those two boards. There is a huge business of people repairing these TPMs for Jeep owners, and they're getting like $500 or $600 to fix these units. So whatever it is, they know what the problem is, and they're being very hush-hush about it. And they're charging like $600 for this service, something like that. I thought that's a little crazy. I see some of these fuses have some oxidizing on the blades. I don't know if you can see that. Anyway, yeah. Come on. That's one of my main fuses right there, 60 amps. Come on. There we go. Come on. There we go. Jeez. So that's a 60 amp main fuse. It's one of the biggest fuses I think I've seen in a car. There's a hell of a lot of fuses in here, isn't there? You can tell like anything could go wrong when you got this many circuits. Alright, I think that takes care of all the interconnects. Wow. I didn't know that, but this big yellow one right here, that looks like a master disconnect, like a master breaker. So it's not a breaker, but there's a solid bus bar in it, 2 of them. But when you press it down, if you want to disconnect the battery from your car, you can just lift it up. But in theory, but it's not, it's kind of tough. So that yellow one right there is a master disconnect. And then look, boop. Once you pull out all the fuses, it just falls apart. Wow, holy cow. So you can see my planes. So that's my power bus, and you can tell that, you know, which ones are fused and which ones are the common. Very cool. So there's not too much to this plate. This is just your power bus on this plate. You see that? Yep, that's all it is. I was kind of hoping for more. And it looks like there's 3 different layers. Yep, there's 3 different layers of different buses. So you see the different metal plats that are in between them. Alright. That's way more complex than I thought it was going to be. So that's all it is these metal plates that are in between will route the power to different connections. Alright, so that's that one. This is the one that's the pain in my ass. I think I would like to do this one with the saw and just cut it open. There we go. Okay, I figured out how to get it open. There's little catch tabs right here in the corners, and I see that there's a spring arm up here. So what you gotta do is depress that little button, like so. There we go. And then just push down. There we go. There we go. All right. Wow. It's all press fit. That's amazing. Oh, this is probably the troublemaker right here. Okay. All right. So this is a conformally coated board. You can see it there. And there's all these little relays right here. And I bet you a couple of them are bad. Now that I've got my test bench back, I can test that out. That. I think that's as far as I can break it down. So this is almost definitely the troublemaker, these little relays. Yep, and we can test those out from below. Very cool. Hey DJ, welcome to this stream where I'm just tearing some shit apart and I'm testing out the new camera configuration until I get the next camera for my microscope here. What is going on with my microscope? Alright. Okay. So tomorrow I'm going to invest so much of my time into making this a better experience. You've been working today, DJ? What are you working on, man? Were you on call today? I have to tell you, I'm so overjoyed that I am not working today. And I'm not working Monday either, thank goodness. Alright, well, we will test this out later. Okay guys, I'll tell you what, I am going to end this chat. This was a very good experiment and it proved that this system is going to work really well. Now I'm going to do my due diligence tomorrow and make sure that all this is prepared, because I've got some real teardowns that I'm going to do, and I don't know if I'm going to do that stream tomorrow or the next day. I'll let you guys know on a regular post. But anyway, you guys have a wonderful night, and thank you again for watching.